In a recent video of mine, I explained how certain rap songs are pretty sexist, depicting women as mere sex objects. But rap isn't the only genre that does that. Country music does that too, particularly in a contemporary subgenre called bro country. You saw that video if you're subscribed to my channel and watch my content regularly. But if that's not you, I'm Laura Youngblood, and welcome to From Laura's Perspective. My channel is dedicated to video essays on a variety of topics, one of which happens to be the music industry, particularly my favorite genres of pop, country, and alternative. If that interests you, check out other content on my channel, which has a playlist or series for everyone. And once you find it, subscribe to my channel to get access to even more. But enough about that. Even though I love contemporary country music, it's time to acknowledge that 10 songs in particular leave an awful taste in my mouth, and that of many other country listeners due to their depiction of women. I discussed this song briefly in my artist analysis of Luke Bryan, which I suggest you go check out. Country Girl has become somewhat of an anthem of contemporary country, basically laying out the formula for bro country songs that followed. Even non-country fans have heard the song at least once and have gotten its catchy chorus stuck in their heads. In the entirety of this song, the narrator is ordering a country girl around, specifically to dance in a way that arouses him sexually. In fact, in the chorus, he tells her to shake it for the young butts sitting in the honky-tonks, the rednecks rockin' till the break of dawn, the DJ spinning that country song, and even for the various wildlife all around, but ultimately for him. Why can't she just shake it for herself? Because she enjoys it. And it seems like the narrator doesn't really care much for his addressee beyond her dancing, and that's straight up objectification. If not for this song's overall tone of adventurousness and letting loose, it would have ranked higher. This is one of those songs that, on first listen, seems perfectly harmless. But as you really start to understand the lyrics and their context better, it makes their problematic nature more apparent. First of all, referring to a grown woman as girl is degrading and infantilizing, a sign of viewing all females as children, whether consciously or not. Even that statement itself has become synonymous with catcalling, with how often catcallers use it. Second of all, lyrics like, gotta get a little bit of what you got, you're looking so fine, got me all tongue-tied, and you look a little thirsty, let me go get you something to drink, girl, carry undertones of sexual harassment and hints of a possible date rape, all watered down by Currington's charming voice. Nothing screams sexist bro country song like a song whose title refers directly to a woman's body and compares it to a back road of all things. Sam Hunt has objectified women in a number of his greatest hits, such as Take Your Time, Leave the Night On, and House Party, but this one definitely takes the cake. The speaker claims to have met a girl from the South Side, again using that classic infantilizing term, and claims that, per the song's title, her body is comparable to a dirt back country road. Specifically, like driving with my eyes closed, I know every curve like the back of my hand. And you have to assume he's talking about having sex with her when the chorus gets into lyrics like, doing 50 and a 30, I ain't in no hurry, I'ma take it slow just as fast as I can. In the second verse, it only gets worse. He's commenting on the way she fit in them blue jeans, a clearly objectifying comment on a woman's body. But believe it or not, there are country songs that do worse than being about a woman's curvy body. Like most bro country songs, Barefoot Blue Jean Night has all the vibes of a feel-good tailgate evening in the boondocks, but has some darker undertones when listening a second time and from a female perspective. The speaker claims that one of the best things about the country road he's driving down is that the girls are always hot and the beer is ice cold. He and his friend Frankie pick girls up in Frankie's Cadillac and ask them to join their tailgate party, through which they provide scenery for these guys, make them look accomplished, and fetch them alcohol. If you listen closely to the lyrics, blue eyes and auburn hair and ruby red lips, it's subtly suggested that this ideal sex object for a country boy is a white girl, contributing to the covert racialization in bro country music. In Aw Naw, the speaker and his friends go to a bar, promising themselves they'll have one drink and then go home, as they need to get up early the next morning. However, when he sees a girl and her friend doing shots of Bacardi, he's tempted to stay longer, flirt with her, and get very drunk. At one point, the speaker asks the DJ to play a dance song, during which he expects this woman to show off those jeans you painted on. This is a common trope in bro country, that the woman being hit on is wearing revealing cutoff shorts, sometimes even painted on, such as in this case, rather than being actual clothing. Not that I would want to slut shame a woman for wearing such clothing, but in the context of bro country, where showing off tan legs is said to be one of a woman's most desirable assets, it's not cool. Another classic about picking up a girl from a tailgate and objectifying the crap out of her. In this song, the narrator is drinking beer on a tailgate in the middle of a forbidden farm field, during which he spots a girl in a red sundress with an ice-cold beer pressed against her lips. It may not be the classic cutoff jeans line, but nonetheless, the first thing he notices about this woman is her relatively revealing clothing and the fact that she's drinking alcohol. In the second verse, this woman submits to the speaker as he takes her to a creek and asks if, after a few of those beers, you want to dive on in, implying he wants to get her drunk, as if to do so either as a form of date rape or to get her to do something else stupid, such as diving into a shallow creek. He even tells her that you don't need no clothes, so just hang 'em on a limb. Whether this is meant to have sexual implications or not, it's still plain disrespectful to pressure a woman to remove her clothing no matter the context. The point of this song, per its title, is that there's something about the speaker's pickup truck and showing it off that it helps him win the prize of hot girls he views as must-obtain possessions. Blake Shelton, like many bro country artists, has written many a song in which women's most crucial role is submissive party entertainment, making it hard to choose. But in the end, I had to go with Hell Right, on which Shelton's buddy Trace Adkins is featured. In this song, Adkins asks Shelton to recount the story of a typical Friday night on which, after getting off work, he and a group of boys met a girl at a liquor store, whistled at her, which is a form of catcalling and harassment, and invited her to party hard and get drunk with them. It's unknown what their intentions are with this girl thereafter, but from the tone of the lyrics, I can't assume he wants to care for her and show her love for a very long time. This one's a bro country classic, and one that's clapped back at in the final lyrics of Maddie Tae's Girl in a Country Song. It tells the same old story as most bro country songs of a man meeting a woman who passes by on a tailgate, commenting on her tan legs, pressuring her to give up her truck keys so that she can drink moonshine and he can drive, allowing him to have full control over the evening's activities. And when a man is pushing a woman to get drunk, it can be assumed that it's part of his plan to take her home and get her in bed with him. It almost seems like he's making repeated advances towards her, such as reminding her that he's always on the back of a jacked up tailgate, and proposing a deal in which you can be my tan-legged Juliet, I'll be your redneck Romeo, once again defining her by her anatomy. And at no point in the lyrics can this man be heard asking for the girl's name or trying to learn who she is deep down. In the second verse of Girl in a Country Song, Maddie Tae make a direct reference to this song's lyrics, telling their addressee, "Tell me one more time, you gotta get you some of that. Sure, I'll slide on over, but you're gonna get slapped." And I think that's exactly how a woman react if a man said something like that to her. The song is essentially about a man hitting on a woman he meets at a party who has already had 2 drinks, and like in Country Girl, he sexualizes her by making comments about her dancing and her tight jeans. It's unknown whether the advances the speaker makes towards his addressee are wanted or not, but given the sleazy nature of this song's lyrics, I personally have to assume they're unwanted. All the entries on this list are pretty sexist, but I had to give the top spot to the one whose title pushes a girl to get as drunk as possible. As I've previously mentioned, if the male speaker wants the girl to get drunk, there's usually a sexual ulterior motive, and all throughout the lyrics of Get Your Shine On, there are context clues that this is, in fact, the case. The lyric that transitions a verse and the bridge into the chorus is "Homemade jar, lemon drop, take a sip, don't stop, girl." This is illegally made at home moonshine, and the man who just made it wants her to keep on drinking and not stop. Of course, there's the line Maddie and Tae called out in their song, "Slide that little sugar shaker over here," with the shaker, or butt, being the part of the girl's anatomy by which they define her, and they demand she slide it over to where they are. No wonder Maddie and Tae claim they'll slap him upon sliding over. Not to mention, he's heavily implied to be driving the car, determining where they'll be going and what they'll be doing, while she just sits back and rolls with it. Thank you all so much for watching. Just like with my video on rap music, this is not meant to be an attack on contemporary country music as a genre. In fact, if you've seen any of my previous videos, particularly one of my artist analyses, you know that it's one of my favorite genres. But sometimes you have to admit that even your favorite songs and artists have a dark side to them, and that's ultimately what I sought to do with this video. It wasn't easy to reconcile my love of this music with its undeniably sexist lyrical content, but denial wasn't going to make the problem go away. But the thing about your favorite music is that even with all the problematic material within it, there's a reason it's ultimately your favorite and you still listen to it. If you haven't, in fact, seen the content I was just talking about, there are some links to it up on your screen. Click on them to learn why I still like this music despite everything I've said about it today, and also to get to know my channel better. Take this chance, and before you'll know it, you'll just have to subscribe to my video essay library.